Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the Bozard Ford studio for the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning. We have safe haven boxes in the works at county fire stations, a boat crash in Palm Valley, Fruit Cove residents showing opposition over a convenience store, again, and the county purchases land for a future park. We'll get to all that and more, but first we want to thank Bozard Ford. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. It's been a St. Augustine tradition built on trust, family values, and doing things the right way. For 75 years, generations of drivers have relied on Bozard for quality vehicles and honest service. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, no surprise pricing, and the Drive Happy guarantee, Bozard makes car buying truly effortless. That's the Bozard difference. Their award-winning state-of-the-art facility features 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no appointment maintenance, over 40 mobile service vans to bring the Bozard difference to you, and even Ford's Garage restaurant right there on site. Recognized with the prestigious Triple Crown Award and President's Awards, Bozard Ford Lincoln delivers hometown service with national-level excellence. You'll find friendly faces, great pricing, and a better buying experience just off I-95 and State Road 16. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they are driven to inspire. Also, a big shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. We've got Old Town Trolley, Ben 39 Wine Bar, BNS Signs, Canaan Law Attorneys, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, and Sonny's Barbecue. You can support all of our wonderful sponsors and support us with your likes, comments, and shares. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble, and download our app from the Apple App Store. All right, good morning, everybody.
Hey, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
It is weekend eve.
100% weekend.
All right, I didn't realize how much I look like Captain and Tennille.
You do look like Captain today.
Not sure this hat's the right hat.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of character to it.
It does. I like it.
Yeah.
What about you, Blake? Do you like your dad's hat?
My dad hats looks all right.
Well, at least you're facing forward and you're not cockeyed today.
Oh, poor Blake yesterday with his reports like this.
Yeah.
I got it fixed. All right.
You did fix it. You fixed it after the show. I watched you take the tape off. How are we doing? Do we have a question of the day?
We do have a question today, and I was going to celebrate wear pajamas to work day,
Okay.
But I sleep in the buff, and Amanda made me put pants on. It's weird.
100%.
It's weird.
And I stand by that decision.
And Amanda, in my defense, it's colder in this studio than you think. All right.
Allegedly.
Yes, it was cold. All right, but I was thinking we have the whiteboard here in front of us. You guys don't get to see the whiteboard, but we have lots of notes. You see me writing and scrolling and all that fun stuff. And I was thinking, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
there was chalkboards.
Chalkboards. Yep.
And one of the worst punishments was going out and having to bang the erasers together to clean out the erasers. And it was kind of a punishment, but it was kind of a reward too.
Yep.
Because you got to go outside and everyone else was inside. Did you ever get in trouble and have to bang the erasers together to clean the erasers?
So
Do you remember this at all?
I do remember this.
Okay.
I didn't have to bang the erasers. My friends and I volunteered to clean the chalkboard with wet paper towels because you could make fun patterns with it. So like after everything's cleaned off, then you could come back in from the 90-degree outside and you could, with wet paper towels, make little like fans or little waves in the whiteboard or the blackboard.
Blackboard,
and
yeah.
so
Or green board.
green board, yes. More often than not, it was green board. But also, I got to change the chalk out on the. Do you remember the five-line chalk thing where it held 5 pieces of chalk?
Yeah.
And you could do the 5 lines so that people could write down lines there. You could do music, composition, that kind of thing. I got to change the chalk out on those too, and that was fun.
Blake, do you have any idea what we're talking about?
So when I was in school, the only thing we had was like the whiteboard. So
You already have whiteboards then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I was saying. Kids are missing out on breathing in that chocolate. Because you'd have to take the erasers and you hit them together, and it went up in the air and it went all over you, and it was probably very toxic.
Yeah.
And yet I'm still here. It's amazing that us Gen Xers are alive.
Your asbestos
And
chalk
they-
didn't take you out yet.
I mean, that's why we're the badasses of the world. You know,
Allegedly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we are.
I'm not going to put up too much of a fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are.
Just poke the bear a little because it'll annoy you.
Yeah.
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 We didn't.
So yeah, we had to do that, and it was funny because teachers used it as a punishment, and it was like, okay,
I wanted to be outside anyway.
okay, I didn't want to be in this smelly classroom. We didn't have air conditioning in the classrooms.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Florida schools in the 70s didn't have air conditioning.
I had some classrooms with air conditioning and some didn't in the 80s.
I didn't.
So-
I didn't have air conditioning until I went to junior high.
Uh-huh.
And in junior high, we had portables, and
Yep.
the portables had air conditioning. So, like in the summer months, you're like, "Oh man, thank goodness I got a portable classroom."
Yeah.
And you'd have like one or two. You didn't have a whole lot of portable classrooms.
Yeah.
It wasn't like So you go AC, smeltering hot swamp ass,
And then
back to the AC.
Yeah.
So the sweat got to stick to you too a little
it's
bit.
good.
And the
It's
middle
good.
school, I mean, junior high kids, they don't smell at all.
Yeah, so I still
I felt
had
bad for the teachers.
non-air conditioned classrooms in junior high now that I think about it. And that's the worst age to not air condition. It's the worst age. Oh my jeez. Middle school kids.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But and in high school, we actually, believe it or not, in DeLand, it was the largest high school in the state at the time because you guys know how big DeBary, Deltona, Orange City, Lake Helen, there was a town called Osteen down there. All of those towns all went to DeLand High School. Now they all individually have their own high schools.
Yeah.
But at that time, and it was only 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, it was the largest high school in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And no one would believe it was in DeLand, but it's where it was, and it was because all the other cities didn't
It
have
was
one.
central to all those little towns.
And you know, we had 6 minutes to
Yeah.
get from one class, and the hallways were so jammed up.
Yep.
You couldn't go to your locker. You had a locker, but you couldn't go to the locker. You had
Yeah.
to go to the locker at lunchtime and get your second half of the day books
Yeah.
for the rest of the day.
That's the way my high school
because you
was.
just had to get there.
Yeah.
And they didn't my people did not care where your last class was at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They didn't care what your schedule was when they gave out locker assignments. Your locker assignment was based on your grade, and your classes might all be in an entirely different part of the campus. It was insane. And so, yeah, you'd have to like map out your trek for those 6 minutes because you have to plan to be in the classroom as fast as you can because the hallways are so congested. There's just no way. And so sometimes you'd get those kids that, you know, got caught in class doing something. They get held after class talking, and then they have to like just run around the outside of the building,
yeah.
just to try and avoid the traffic to get to their next class.
No, you. There was one where gymnasium was on one side, and my math analysis class was on the complete opposite side. And he was a wrestling coach, and he thought baseball players were coddled. So I couldn't be late to that class.
Yeah.
And he was Miss Coach Stevenson. You know who you are.
Why is there always a Stevenson?
Yeah, Coach Stevenson. Yeah. He was very angry because his team sucked, by the way, too. They weren't even good. And it was hard not to be good at a school that's that big.
My
We were ranked in every category except for wrestling.
My swim coach was annoyed that we didn't get more like press and accolades on the swim team because we were state ranked and we had some of the best swimmers in the state on our team. But, you know, we were good and we didn't get much accolade because who cares about swimming, evidently. So I can get that
It's right there
annoyance
with
a little
wrestling.
more
It's
than
right there
like
with wrestling.
than sucking and being annoyed.
Yeah. But swimming in Florida should be better. I mean, like,
It should be.
you should get some.
You should
credit.
get some accolades.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we've got good swimmers in Florida.
Yeah, see,
But-
when we went through, our football team was ranked in the top 10, our baseball team was, and so was our basketball team. And those are, you know, in the 70s, those were the sports.
Those were the sports.
Yeah. So they didn't have lacrosse.
Lacrosse. I didn't see
Soccer-
lacrosse until I
soccer-
went to college.
Soccer was just kind of getting going.
We had a soccer team. We had a really good soccer team, state ranked soccer team. but I didn't see lacrosse until it didn't get to the Panhandle. I didn't see it till I was in college.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have it. So, all right. So, how many eraser bangers out there are there?
I reckon
Raise your hand if you're an eraser banger.
there's a fair amount of eraser bangers amongst the minions. All right, now it's time for a quick check of the weather.
It is again a beautiful day. Sorry.
You're ruining the weather for me.
Sorry.
Quick check of the weather brought to you by Pin 39.
But it makes me happy.
I know. And that's all that matters.
Yes.
Discover one of St. Augustine's hidden gems, Ben 39, located inside St. George Inn at the north end of St. George Street with over 95 boutique wines, including 50 rated 90 points or higher by Robert Parker. Ben 39 is perfect for a date night or unwinding after work. Enjoy wines by the glass or the bottle in a peaceful courtyard setting with live music adding to the atmosphere. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just stop in and say, I'll have what Irving's having. Ben 39, your taste to discover. If I keep hearing you sing U2, I'm going to have to drink more wine. Buckle up, baby. It's Hit the Blake's traffic report.
All right.
It's a beautiful Blake.
No,
Sorry. No. It's not working.
it's not working. Yeah, but traffic's looking fine out there on I-95 today. Very open the road out there, and don't forget to I-OVE over for emergency vehicles. It's the law.
I'm going with a lowercase L. Love over for emergency vehicles. It's the law.
Yeah. So FDOT, can you fix your sign, please? There's some missing pixels out there.
What? All right, that Hit the Blake's traffic report
I
brought
can't
to
tell
you
what
by.
it says. What's it say?
It's supposed to be a capital M, but
Supposed to be move over for emergency vehicles.
but it looks like it's I-OVE or love over.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, love. Yeah. Everybody love everybody.
Especially emergency vehicles.
Yes.
That Hit the Blake's traffic report brought to you by Old Town Trolley. Climb aboard the Old Town Trolley and explore over 500 years of St. Augustine history in the most fun and flexible way possible. This fully narrated 90-minute tour features 22 convenient stops and more than 100 points of interest, including the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Potter's Wax Museum. Enjoy open-air views all day, hop-on, hop-off access, plus free parking at the Old Jail and Welcome Centers with your ticket. And when the sun goes down, experience the city's spooky side with the Ghost and Gravestones tour. Locals ride free with full fare guests through hometownpass.com. Old Town Trolley, the best way to see St. Augustine, one stop at a time. Moving into the news. Serious boat crash into dock of multi-million-dollar Palm Valley home ratchets up safety concerns. A boating crash along the Intercoastal Waterway in Palm Valley is raising renewed safety concerns as traffic on the water continues to increase. According to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded on Easter Sunday to a home along South Roscoe Boulevard after a boat crashed into a private dock. 2 Jacksonville men were on board. One suffered a head injury and was found on the dock, while the other attempted to stop the bleeding before first responders arrived. Investigators noted possible signs of alcohol use, though the crash remains under investigation by Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Authorities say the boat had just been purchased and the operator reported hitting a swell before being launched into the dock. The cause caused significant damage to both the vessel and the structure. For residents along the Intercoastal, the incident highlights growing concerns about heavy boating traffic, especially during holidays and peak spring and summer weekends. Neighbors describe the waterway as increasingly crowded, with some comparing it to a highway during busy days. The crash also brings back memories of a deadly Palm Valley boating accident in 2009, which killed 5 people and injured
awful.
Several others.
As soon as I heard this story, my brain took me directly to that.
So 5 people died, injured several others in the nearby area. It's a tragedy. Residents say the similarities are troubling and calling for greater awareness and responsibility on the water as boating activity continues to rise. Officials are reminding boaters to stay alert, follow safety guidelines, and avoid impaired operation as the busy season approaches.
How old were they?
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say. Yeah. Just wondering, how experienced they were.
Yeah.
As boaters. I mean, you can get in trouble very quickly in a powerful boat.
The boat was new.
Mm-hmm.
They had just purchased the boat, so they didn't have much experience with that particular vessel, regardless of their age. So Hopefully he makes full recovery.
All right. So it looks like the boaters were 29 and 33.
Okay.
Not super young, but still young.
Young enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So not super young, but young.
They're males, so they're young enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you just got to be careful. I mean, you know, like I said, you can get in trouble very quickly. You got to know your boat, and don't take chances. You know, people are like, oh, I can do that. Well, maybe you can't.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe you can't. So just, you know, so I'm glad they're okay. I remember that accident. I had friends that worked at the sheriff department and at fire rescue, and they said it looked like a war zone, the one that happened in 2009. So it was
terrible.
that was just tragic. Yeah. And you know, we've had boating deaths, you know, since then also, you know, that have taken place.
Yeah.
So, but it's very tight. The river's pretty tight there in that area. So.
Yep.
That doesn't always stop people. I mean, where it's been in a very wide area, people have hit docks and you know, and hit pylons, and because they were outside the channel. Follow the rules. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
They're there to keep us safe.
And if a swell sent them over a dock, it seems like they were traveling at a high rate of speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably were. When I hear that, they were probably trying to jump the swell, and the swell was more than they can handle.
The water fought back.
Yes.
All right. Fruit Cove.
Mother Nature usually wins.
She usually does. Fruit Cove residents fight proposed Daly's gas station. A proposed gas station and convenience store project in Fruit Cove is once again drawing strong opposition from nearby residents. Daly's parent company, First Coast Energy, is exploring plans to build a gas station, convenience store, and car wash at the intersection of State Road 13 and Otto's Place. The proposal is still in its early stages, but it has already sparked backlash from the surrounding community, particularly residents of the Fruit Cove Estates neighborhood. At a recent community meeting, dozens of residents voiced concerns about increased traffic, safety risks for children, and potential environmental impacts, including fears about groundwater contamination. Many residents also question the need for another gas station, noting that similar businesses already exist nearby. Some community leaders even suggested the developer consider donating the land for public use, such as a park, instead of moving forward with commercial development. Developers argue the project is justified due to rapid population growth in the area and say most traffic would come from existing drivers already using State Road 13. They also indicated that if the gas station proposal is not approved, the property could instead be developed into a retail strip center. This is not the first time the project has faced resistance. The St. Johns County Commission unanimously denied a similar proposal in 2019, citing concerns about compatibility with nearby homes and traffic impacts. Any new plan would still need full county approval before moving forward. For now, the proposal remains under review as the debate between growth and neighborhood impact continues.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on that one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it already got denied once.
Already got denied once.
Yeah, so, and we're in a world where you can't be developer friendly and get reelected.
Nope.
So I'm pretty sure you're grasping right now.
They're going to keep trying, I guess.
Yeah. Good luck. Spend that money.
Grasping at gas.
Grasping.
Which brings us to the Gas Buddy Gas Report.
What? No.
Tell us in the comments what gas prices are looking like around you, or the best place to buy a drink after you purchase gas. Sunoco on North Ponce de Leon Boulevard is at $3.99. A1A discount beverage is at $4.09. That's a big jump. Shell is at 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard at $4.11. Shell at 146 King Street is at $4.11. Gate at US 1 North is $4.14. Gate at Mizell Road is $4.19. Circle K on US 1 North is $4.19. Circle K on 207 is also $4.19. Gas sucks. That gas report is brought to you by something that doesn't suck. the 904 Now merch store. Want to rep your local favorite and stay in the now? Check out the 904 Now merch store and show your support for St. Johns County's premier news and entertainment network. From shirts and hats to exclusive gear, it's the perfect way to stay connected to the community and represent where you're from. Whether you're watching the shows or out around on the town, there's something for every fan. Shop the full collection today at 904 Now app at the Apple App Store or online at 904nowmerch.myshopify.com. Live music today. Jim
Do we have
Lamb's.
any?
A little bit.
Looks like there might be a
Just
couple.
a touch. Jim Lamb's at Milltop Tavern at noon. Sandy Dotson Kern and Chife is at Marina Munch at 2. Smoking Joe Showers at Meehan's at 3. I was looking ahead. Sean Ryan's at Bin 39 at 4. Vinny Jacobs is at Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5. Trevor Compton is at St. Augustine Shores Golf Club at 5. Matt Still is at Beaches at Volano at 5. Paper City Hustlers is at the Marina at 5:30. Reggie Starrett is at Cimarron Golf Club at 5:30. Shyla Macaluso is at 17 King at 6 o'clock. Jolie is at Michael's at 6 o'clock. Dewey Vaya is at Pelican Pub at 6. Colin Costco is at Pesca Volano at 6. Dharma is at Prohibition Kitchen at 6. Jess Zimmerman Band is at Colonial Oak at 7. Trace Atkins is at the Amp at 7:30. Mean Mary is at Cafe 11 at 8. And Contact Buzz is closing out the night at Trade Winds at 9 o'clock.
Trace Atkins is a big dude.
He is a very large human.
He's been shot like 3 times.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. Once by his wife.
Well, ex-wife, I bet.
On purpose?
I don't know if they're ex-wife. I think they stayed together.
Well, it's one
Yeah,
thing
and I
if
think
it's
it was
an
on
accident.
purpose. No. I think he's been shot. I know he's been shot at least twice. And he's like I said, he's a big dude. He's like 6'5", and not just like a skinny link. He's 6'5".
He's not somber.
He
where,
he looks like
he's-
an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah,
He's a big dude.
So you shake his hand, it's like it's gone. It's can I have that back?
That music report brought to you by Canaan Law Attorneys. When life takes an unexpected turn, trust the team St. Augustine has relied on for over 30 years, Canaan Law. Whether it's serious injury, criminal charge, family dispute, or civil litigation, their experienced attorneys provide compassionate guidance and aggressive representation every step of the way. Led by partners Patrick Canaan, Andrew Morgan, and Daniel Hilbert, the firm is known for trusted results and strong community roots. Free consultations are available for personal injury and criminal defense. Call 904-849-2266. Canaan Law, legal guidance you can count on when it matters most. All right, tapping into the trends.
All right, hold on 1 second, real quick. I just want to clarify Trace Atkins' story. Yeah, so
Second wife got him.
Yeah, it was his second ex-wife that got him, but he didn't press any charges.
Second ex-wife got him.
Yeah.
He didn't press any charges.
Well, I
what a
mean,
gentleman.
And it didn't it's not like it hit anything vital. It hit his lungs and his heart.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Nobody needs
You don't mess
those.
with a dude who gets shot in the chest.
So how many times has he been shot?
I don't know if it looks like only once, but it sounded better when I said it twice. So
All right, we are heading into summer travel season, assuming you can afford it with gas prices. And there's a tourist out there that is trying to do the world a solid. And he sounds like he's legitimately got good intentions. So I hope people don't hijack this for horrible purposes. So Artem Liholitov, I'm going to go with that. He visited London for the first time over the summer, and he fell in love with the city. He spent a week visiting all the tourist hotspots, eating delicious, full English breakfasts, and even proposed to his girlfriend. After returning to Hamburg, with a new fiancé and love for English cuisine, the 33-year-old went on socials to see what Londoners were talking about. And he was surprised to see how much the discussion revolved around pickpockets. After doing a deep dive, he saw how much the capital was littered with scammers and thieves. Just one search on social media showed that the cup and ball game that he had walked past on Westminster Bridge was in fact a scam. I don't know how that was news to him.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Up and down Oxford Street, phone snatchers ride on e-bikes at full speed outside Buckingham Palace as the King's Guard performs the changing of the guard. pickpockets wait to strike anyone with their bag open. The lovely picture of the gentleman. He seems to be also a large dude, so maybe that's why he didn't have a problem. After watching the videos online and reading about the lack of arrests and low sentences handed out, he said to himself, wouldn't it be nice if everyone could report pickpockets to locals and tourists? So as a digital marketer, he created a map. He said it's not difficult to make. What was surprising to him is that he was the very first one to do it. So he created a map of London that people could report on the map where pickpocketers are hitting.
Yeah, it's
Where
like Waze.
pickpocketers.
There's a cop up
Yeah.
ahead. There's a pickpocket up ahead.
Exactly.
But here's something that I found out is other countries, when they visit countries, don't chase the pickpocketers. Americans do.
Yeah.
So like pickpocketers kind of keep an eye out. We're crazy enough we chase you.
Yes.
So pickpocketers don't really target Americans as much as they do other countries.
Well, do you remember the video? It was I believe it was in Barcelona, Spain, which terrible pickpocketers.
I thought I was
in
pickpocketed there when
Barcelona.
I dropped my phone in the cab,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. Yeah.
This woman pickpockets an American woman, and the American woman realizes it and grabs her ponytail. And she does not let go.
Yeah.
And they work in teams. And so, like, the man came over to try and defend the woman pickpocketer, and the husband came over to defend the wife who's holding on to the ponytail. And it became this, it's like a 10, 20-minute video, if I remember, of her just holding on to this girl's ponytail.
Yeah.
Because it was a team of 3. The girl that actually had her phone had gotten away.
Had gotten away.
But she saw them, like, confer,
Saw
I
them
guess.
working together.
And so she snatched that one girl, and she's like, you're not getting away from here until I get my stuff back.
Yeah. You're not getting your ponytail back.
Yeah.
Like, what do we got going on the screen?
So this is the
the-
map
this is the website.
that he
Okay.
created. This is from Artem. He said that he felt entirely safe while he was in London, and he loved their see it, say it, sorted attitude, but he wanted to help out Londoners since he has this new love for the country and the city in particular. And so what's cool about this app is he doesn't want to make a profit off it. So there's no ads. You don't have to create an account. So your information isn't going to get stolen and or sold off, and now
Yeah.
you're getting spam calls. So you can just anonymously go onto this ad-free app. The whole purpose is to make it easier for you to avoid scammers and pickpocketers. It's called pickpockets.live, and you can report for free. So the reason I'm hoping that this stays as genuinely helpful and good-hearted as it started is I hope people legitimately use it for its purpose and legitimately report appropriate things to report and not just hijack
Well, if I was
it
a
for their own.
pickpocketer, I would go on and send them further away from me.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't know how you defend against that either.
Yeah, so that's my thing. I hope that it stays for its purpose, and because he seems to have just a real sort of sweet heart about the whole thing.
Yeah,
He
yeah. I
just
think
wants to
he's
help
trying. I
people
think
out.
he's trying to do the right thing.
So hopefully it doesn't just tip off pickpocketers to like, okay, they're on to us.
Oh, that's me.
My bad. Maybe they look at it as
Let me
bragging
go
rights.
over here. Yeah.
I'm the 14 dots in this area.
Yeah.
Like this is my territory.
Let me go over here.
So that's kind of a sweet, golden-hearted dude trying to help people out. So I hope it stays that way and the internet doesn't internet.
Yeah. Or, I mean, and I mean, when I travel, I use multiple pockets where,
Yep.
you know, while I'm here, I have it in my wallet. And, you know, that's where it's at. But when I travel, my wallet will move from my front pocket to a zipped up pocket.
Yeah.
Usually the zipped up pockets are the safest.
Yeah.
So,
We try and keep things closed. Like
Yeah.
keep bags closed, keep bags in front. Like use front pockets more than back pockets.
yeah.
Things like that. And
Yeah.
pouches that go under your shirt whenever you can. All right. That's
yeah.
happened to
Yeah, but pickpockets, don't go after Americans. We will come after you. Because I'll chase somebody down.
We're crazy.
I'm not that big a guy, but in that moment, I'm pretty nuts. And the thing is, I'm with a woman that'll be running right beside me. So
Get him! Get him!
Yeah.
All right. A Tap into the Trends is brought to you by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds. When the unexpected happens, turn to the name St. Augustine Trust. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, available 24/7. Their experienced, compassionate team moves fast to help you or your loved one get out of jail and back home. They handle everything from paperwork to release with professionalism, discretion, and zero judgment. When every minute counts, remember the name and the number. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds at 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245.
Toot-toot.
All right, back into the news. We have 14 baby boxes coming to Duval County, and St. Johns County will follow. A new safety initiative aimed at protecting newborns could soon expand across the First Coast, including right here in St. Johns County. Duval County leaders have approved funding to install 14 quote-unquote baby boxes at fire stations in Jacksonville, allowing parents to safely and anonymously surrender newborns under Florida's safe haven law. Now, St. Johns County officials say similar options are on the way locally. St. Johns County Fire Rescue confirms plans to install baby boxes at 3 fire stations as part of upcoming remodel projects over the next few years. One of the first locations is expected along State Road 210, an area where first responders previously rescued a newborn left in a box in 2024. Officials say in that case, crews were able to respond quickly and provide care, but believe these boxes will add an extra layer of safety moving forward. The baby boxes are designed with temperature control. They also have alert systems, immediately notifying firefighters when a baby is placed inside so they can respond in moments. Under Florida's law, parents can legally surrender a newborn within 30 days of birth at designated safe locations, including fire stations and hospitals, without facing prosecution. County officials say the goal is to provide a safe, anonymous alternative in crisis situations and prevent tragedies. As surrounding counties continue to adopt the program, leaders say the expansion across Northeast Florida could create a more consistent safety net for families and newborns in need. I think these are good.
Yeah, I'm so torn on this because I'm brokenhearted that
there's
a
a
young
need.
woman is going through this situation where she has to leave that baby behind like that, and I'm giving her the grace of she's doing the right thing for that baby. But you know, the fact that we have to have this component in our society hurts my heart.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want, you know, and in my mind, it's a young woman, you know, that's going through this. It could be, you know,
Well, this
in any age, but it's still
This story-
it's still heartbreaking.
comes on the heels of the young woman that was arrested down in Flagler County, I believe, because she did not surrender her newborn baby that she had hid her pregnancy about, and that baby did die. And so I just wonder if that baby would be alive today if there was a baby box for her to have left the baby.
No, there was a local person here that I know that hid the pregnancy because she was in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I'm wondering the same thing, and that incident instantly popped into my head when Blake told me this story.
Yeah.
You know, but it's, you know, I kind of at a loss for words for the story.
Yeah.
Because I want to be cautious and compassionate. But you went through the whole pregnancy, and you're leaving probably the most joyful thing of your life behind. That has to be. I mean, I cannot imagine the pain that is involved in that decision.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I just, you know, and hopefully St. Johns County and Duval County is doing right by these babies and getting them into the right families and the right homes.
Absolutely. There are 30 families for every baby that comes up for adoption. So there are people that want to care for your baby.
Yeah.
And
But
this is a way to get that baby. If you can't care for them, this is a way to get that baby into the hands of someone that will love them.
Yeah, well, and that's where I'm concerned is the government.
That it's vetted properly. So
The
that
government,
it's the right
government
family.
that's in charge of this gets it to that right family that these babies deserve a chance.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
No,
That's a hard one.
that one hurts. That one hurts my heart. I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
a heavy one, yeah.
So.
All right. Moving into something that will make you happy, I think. St. Johns County purchases 33 acres near fairgrounds for future regional park. County leaders are making a long-term investment in recreation and growth with the new land purchase in the southern part of the county. The St. Johns County Board of County Commissioners has officially finalized the acquisition of nearly 33 acres of land next to the county fairgrounds in Elkton. The property, located off Moccasin Creek Lane near State Road 207, will be used for the future development of a regional park. Let's not call it Moccasin Park, please. County officials say the land was purchased for just over $824,000, with funding coming from the fiscal year 2026 budget and park impact fee reserves. Leaders say the move is part of a broader 5 to 10 year plan to expand park space and recreational opportunities, especially in the county's fast-growing southern communities. The new site adds to a list of ongoing and planned projects, including Silverleaf Sportsplex, Shearwater Community Park, Greenbrier Park, and Northeast Regional Park, as the county works to keep up with population growth. I've said that like 14 times today.
Yeah.
County officials say the acquisition is the result of long-term infrastructure planning efforts that began in 2023, aimed at staying ahead of demand while managing costs responsibly. While the land has now been secured, officials say they are still evaluating funding options and design plans. No timeline has been announced yet for construction or groundbreaking of the future park, but that property is saved and ready.
All right, and in the comments, people are saying it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Let me
For you.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Our softball fields used to be where Francis Field was. There was a and there was a little league complex there. There was basketball courts, tennis courts. There's still a handful of tennis courts, and the basketball courts moved over near the gymnasium. When we built Treaty Park, people said, that's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to use it.
No one's going to use it. Why are you making people drive out of
No
town?
one's ever going to use. Try and find a parking place. Go tonight. Go tonight around 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Find a parking place.
Uh-huh.
No one's ever going to use it. So you have to do it now while you can afford it. Cooksy's campsite came up for sale. We didn't use it. We didn't buy it. Where Embassy Suites is, came up for sale right next to, all right, we got Anastasia
Yeah.
Beach and Park
Yep.
to the north. You got the pier
Yep.
to the south of it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you buy that? Oh, it was too expensive. It was $2 million.
Yeah.
It was too expensive for us to buy. And think how beautiful that park would be if it was connected to everything.
Yeah. It would be stunning.
Yeah. So congratulations. And I love the Sykes family. They're longtime friends of mine. So congratulations to them. And it's the right, you got to do these things ahead of time and it seems like an affordable price.
Yeah.
So I love this one. So.
This is one of the things that you talk about. If you care about stopping development and agricultural area or undeveloped area becoming yet another storage unit or car wash, then you got to buy it. You got to buy it and you got to hold on to it. And that's the only way.
Yep. So, and the fairgrounds has another 40 acres in the back. That's where the overflow parking is back there. That can also be, it's part of the park system also.
Yeah.
Is
that where the Frisbee golf?
No, the Frisbee golf is on the 13 acres just south of the main fairgrounds. But then there's like, if you go past that Frisbee golf, the Frisbee golf's actually integrated throughout. But if you go past that, it's an open lot, an open field, used mostly for the guys who look at stars.
Yeah.
The
It's
astronomy
a good
club.
spot for it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so dark out there, and it's super cool. And they're wonderful people. Those guys. So.
Yep. Troy, how do you want to check the comments today?
So on this Thursday, I will thoroughly and thunderously thrash my way through the commentary of our tribe.
That thunderous thrash is brought to you by BNS Signs. For over 50 years, family-owned BNS Signs has been the trusted name in signage across St. Augustine and the surrounding area. From vinyl lettering to large pylon signs, BNS Signs does it all. Backed by fast installation, expert crane service, and reliable repair and maintenance to keep your signs looking their best. Named Business of the Year for 2025, BNS Signs is known for quality craftsmanship and top-level service. Make a lasting impression with BNS Signs. Visit bnssigns.com. Because when it comes to signs, they do it all. Absolutely all of it. All right, Troy. Comment.
All right. It is wear pajamas to work day. So as soon as Amanda leaves, I'm going to go back into my pajamas. It is National High Five Day. So.
Got it.
All right. Costco and Buc-ee's. We didn't practice that, by the way. That went off much better than than I anticipated. Costco and Buc-ee's is at 273. Yeah, they're not donating that land. Whoever
Zero chance.
Whoever in that story said, "Oh, why don't you donate it to a park?
Donate that prime corner."
But they spent money to own that land. They're not donating that. That's yeah. Okay, you donate your house then. All right. And like I said, I'm happy about the park purchase. This is how we save things for our kids in the future. So
absolutely. Do we have a Stoidum stat?
Our Stoidum stat today. On this day, 1972, Apollo 16 departs for the moon.
All right.
All right. Now, Apollo 16, they do a lot of collection. They collect over 200 pounds worth of moon rocks and different things, and they have the lunar rover.
Yeah.
All right. The lunar rover was used on 3 different Apollo missions. I wanted to know, did they use the same one and park it and go to? No, they didn't. They took 3 different lunar rovers. So there are 3 rovers up on the moon right now. I'm sure with a lot of other scraps that we left there. But these are one of the very first electric cars. So and it would go about 10 miles an hour, 10 to 12 miles an hour. And it would go approximately 55 miles on the charge. And the furthest they got away from the lunar module was about 3 to 5 miles.
Okay.
What if they had car trouble?
Exactly.
You have to walk your ass back to.
You've got some confidence. Well, you can bounce. They can bounce real big.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's. But that to me, I'm a pretty
risk.
I'm a pretty adventurous guy, but I'm staying in a pretty tight circle around that mod.
All right.
But the other thing is on this one, they stayed on the lunar module for 3 days. And for some reason in my mind, I didn't have them camping out on that module. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching this. I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I was watching it. I thought, I want one of those cars.
Yeah.
When I get older, I'm driving one of those.
Is that why you got a Hummer?
Yeah, that's why I got it. But I mean, I was always confused. Did they go back to the same landing spot and use the same lunar rover? But it was 3 different rovers. And if I'm the only one that thought that it might be the same one, I apologize. But I needed to know that as I was reading this story.
Yeah.
That's the way my brain works. And I go, I got to find out this answer. So.
You barely said hi to me because you was like, I got to figure this out.
I got to figure out the rover question. So, but on Apollo 16, John Young, Charles Duke, and Thomas Mattingly. I think John Young is the only astronaut I've ever shook hands with that was on the moon. And I did that when I was a kid. And he was actually at Cape Canaveral and spoke to our class and stuff like that. And in Orlando, I think they still have John Young Parkway.
Yeah.
So, but he's the only astronaut, and until today I didn't realize that's the Apollo mission he was on, where he was on the moon. So
awesome.
So it kind of had a couple of special moments for me.
You went with that space stat and not that 1 year ago Katy Perry was the first pop star in space.
Well, I heard she kissed a girl and she liked it.
I heard she assaulted a girl, and now she's denying it.
I did. And Katy Perry played at the fairgrounds.
Did she?
She was at the Warped Tour in 2008.
Nice.
So she had just come out, and she was on stage 5. I had like 7 different stages, one being the biggest.
Yeah.
She was like on stage 5, and she had just come out with like a month earlier. I Kissed a Girl, and I liked it. That was her first big hit.
Was she? Yeah, it was. Was she aggressive with any of your
No,
female
she was,
staff?
No, she was super. She was super sweet, and because out there, we kind of all sat around in a circle with like the back, because there was no real backstage.
Yeah.
So it was
A little like campfire circle going.
yeah. No, well, it was a big group. I mean, there was like 60 different bands.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So
All right, that's Jordan Stat, brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue. Craving real Southern barbecue? Sonny's Barbecue, located at 2720 State Road 16 in St. Augustine, serves up slow-smoked favorites made to satisfy. Start with crowd pleasers like barbecue pork egg rolls, smoked wings, or crispy corn nuggets, then dig into their tender baby back ribs, or try one of the Pitmaster's picks with all the classic sides, including that famous garlic bread, and no visit is complete without Sonny's signature sweet tea. Sonny's Barbecue, local Pitmaster since 1968. All right,
all right.
plugs, Troy.
And evidently, I said $2.73 for gas. It's $3.73 for gas, and I did it yesterday too. So that might be a little, subliminal
Yeah.
want from my
You're
heart.
manifesting.
Yes. We're gonna be back. We're gonna get back there.
Coming back, baby.
Hurry it up.
Plugs, Troy.
Plugs. Bollocks tonight will be a best of show. Lenny had to go to a wedding, and or he didn't have to. He went to a wedding, and we have a Home Again event, which
Yep.
you're gonna be in attendance
Woo-hoo.
at, and so we have that tonight, and I won't be able to be there, but we have a very generous donor who's challenged us to a match. So we got to raise this money because the money's 2 for 1 right now, and we're excited and appreciative of this donor that's given so generously.
That's awesome. All right, plugs, Blake.
Yeah, if you want to help support the 9 for Now or bring your podcast to our studio, you can always contact me at blake9fornow@gmail.com.
All right. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. We got no bollocks tonight. No
Well, you can
new
watch Bollocks. Actually,
the best
I
stuff.
think we're doing Irving's tasting
Oh,
because
that's
it was
a good
such
one.
it's such a good show.
That's
We're gonna do the Ben 39 as our best of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Best of bollocks tonight. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.